What's up, everybody? Yeah, we're here today with the MMA Youtubers tier list. The only reason I'm really doing this is one, bro, there's nothing going on. You know what I hate when there's like nothing going on in a fight week? Like I really want to see an interview of like Max and Dustin, maybe a face-off so I could break something down, have some fun. But we're in that era of UFC where there's something called zero promotion. So I don't expect promotion. So I'm doing stupid videos like this. It's not a stupid video. I got this idea from HopperoMMA. People in my Discord saying, have you seen this video? Hoppero made a tier list. He put you in. I think he put me in like B or something. He had his opinion on me. We're going to talk about him in a little bit. But overall, why not? Because I feel like I feel like everyone thinks about making this video, but no one really makes it. So let me just talk you guys through my tiers first before we get into these, MMA YouTuber rankings. S tier, dale, brother. S tier means like you're just the peak of MMA YouTube. Whether I like the person or not, like if they're a peak and I feel like they're good for the community, they're gonna go S tier. Second is they hustle with the stars. They tussle with the law. They shook their homie hand after they punched him in the jaw, and I ain't gonna call them a fraud. These people in the number 2 spot, they've been around and they've been consistent and they've been good. Like I actually think they have good content. They're good creators. I feel like I like good creators, guys. I don't care about the opinions they have. I don't care about their opinions on me. I can respect a good creator who's hustled with the stars. Cause brother, I only been here for maybe a little bit over a year now, but brother, I've hustled with stars. You guys got to give me a little bit more respect, brother. Like or you don't like, I come with intensity and like a certain vibe, man. It's either you like it or you don't, but some people don't. But I will respect anyone, no matter my opinion, if I feel like they hustle with the stars. Next up, cowabunga maxing. These people, I don't think they're bad creators, but I know they're casuals. Like I just know, bro, they're casuals, man. Like I could just tell that they don't really know what they're talking about, but maybe they're drawing an audience, so they're doing something good. Under that, I'll pass. Which means I just don't really care for them, or I don't really know much about their content, or I heard about them, but I just don't really care too much. Then at the end, brother, who this guy? It's not that I don't know that. Maybe I don't know much about them, but I hear people talking about them, or they're just absolutely like, brother, Shiba, get out the community, bro. Like the community don't need you, bro. Like if you leave, no one's gonna notice. It's not gonna have an impact. Not trying to hate on people, because at the end of the day, we're all creators, bro. I have respect for everyone who does this, but some people need to get brother who this guy so they understand. Starting off with HopperoMMA. We're gonna start off with him because he started off with he started off this trend which gave me the idea to do this. HopperoMMA, I'm going to put him straight into, I'm going to go cowabunga maxing. Every time I hear about Hoppero, which mostly from my chat when I'm live streaming, they'd be like, this guy's such a casual. Do you see this casual's video? His name's HopperoMMA. I don't really watch him on my own. I'll be real. So it's not like I have an elaborate thinking piece to talk about him with. But what I do know about him when I see his videos, he has pretty casual takes. He doesn't really say anything out of the ordinary. He kind of plays it safe as far as like his opinions for the most part. Like I know he just made a video about a GOAT list and like saying like how something about GOAT lists are so subjective, which I actually agree with. That was like one of the videos I watched. I was like, okay, this makes sense. Like he's making sense in this. Outside of that, bro, like I've seen his placements for his GOAT list like months prior. That shit was ass, bro. This guy's like, ay, Shiba. It's just like I can't jack it. He's definitely I would say a casual, but I will say that he's pretty consistent. He has a good following. He's been doing it for a little bit. So I feel like he's a good part of the MMA YouTuber community as far as like he works hard, and I can't hate on that. But I definitely think he's cowabunga maxing, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. No hard feelings. He kept calling me a rage baiter in his video. Oh yeah, he's a rage baiter. Bro, I don't rage bait. Saying things like Inca Live was going to destroy Outspread, that wasn't rage bait. That happened. Bilal was going to destroy Leon. I understand the narrative that like I go really hard for my picks and sometimes it backfires, so it makes me look casual, but I'm not these fence sitting YouTubers. There's nothing wrong with fence sitting, but I don't like doing that. I like having confidence in my pick and going full fledged. I understand why people like Hoppero don't like it, or like if I get a pick wrong, he's a casual. I get it, but brother, this is how I do stuff, so respect it. But Hoppero, I have no hard feelings. Cool guy. Don't really, dislike the guy. All right, next up, we're going to go with Harry 1 of 1, which he's an interesting one because I've seen his video. His content's pretty cool, as in like he has good ideas. I feel like he thinks smartly. I think he has like a good range of content. He's pretty consistent. I must also say cowabunga maxing behind Hoppero. I'll be real. I don't watch him too much. I see him on my timeline a couple times when he drops a video, but I don't really watch him actively. But from what I know about him, he doesn't drop boring content. He has good ideas, you know what I'm saying? I don't really agree with all his takes, but not all of his takes are horrible. So I'm going to just go cowabunga maxing. I'm not really going to say a whole thinking piece, like I said on someone like Harry, because I don't really watch him actively, but I don't think he's a bad thing for the community. Moving on to someone I do know a little bit about is MMA Che. I've debated him, you know, a little bit. You know, he's good for the community. Let's start there. I do think MMA Che is good for the community. His stylistic breakdowns aren't always objectively wrong. He gets a lot of them wrong, but like he ends up getting the picks wrong later on. But the way he breaks down fights, I can respect. I wouldn't say it's as good as the way I'd be doing it, but like I said, I can respect it. You know, he has some funny little gimmick going on. He has his own like side pieces. I think authenticity is important as far as a creator, like just being a little, like having your own little thing. I think he has that thing going, that little Jewish whatever. I don't really care for it, but you know, that's Che. When I have debated him, I've debated him a couple times. You know, at first I was like, I don't really know how I feel about this guy, but the more I get to like talk to the guy, he's cool, he's funny. Where do I put him? He's definitely hustled with the stars for sure, but I'm thinking like he's good for the community. I think I saw that one time that stupid guy gets on his account and acts like his account's gone. I was like, what the fuck happened? But he definitely still has his account. MMA Che, like I said, he's good for the community. He has his opinions. Bro, I gotta address this. I saw one of his videos saying, brother, he would convert me into brother, whatever. And like if he were to fight me, brother, Che, look at me with my eyes when I say this. This is directed to you because I know you're gonna be watching this. Brother, I'll smash you. You know, be careful. You're not gonna wrestle me. People think it's easy to take me down. Let's go. Let's stall it then. Let's stall it. Well, outside of that, MMA Che, yeah, good creator. I'm gonna go with hustle with the stars. I'm gonna go hustle with the stars because he's definitely hustled with the stars. He's hustled with the law. He's done all that, bro. He's definitely up there. Definitely good for the scene. I feel like if he actually left the scene and have an impact on people, like lack of content, because he posts pretty frequently, not every day, but he posts pretty frequently, and it's good quality content. You know, he has a gap going. You know, he's a cool guy for the most part. Don't mind him. So I am gonna put him with hustle with the stars. Next up, this profile picture. You guys might not recognize it. Victor Shillings. All right, let's just say this. He's new to the scene. He's one of the fastest growers. Like people always compliment me for being the fastest grower on YouTube from like because last year I went from like 1,000 to now I'm like 17K. He's fast growing too, guys. He's at like, I don't know what he's at right now. I want to say like 16K. He's catching up to me, and he's been doing this for like 10 months. You know, something like that. So what I like about him is that he appeals really well to the casual audience. I feel like he does a really good job doing that. His videos are very casual based. Like his opinions are so, dude, Alice gonna destroy Ain't Gonna Lie, but like it's funny, but he knows that people are gonna click it because they're gonna agree with it. And although he gets a lot of picks wrong, he's not like the best at like doing stuff. I really like his content for the community because he's appealing to that casual audience. You know, you can tell he doesn't really know what he's talking about. It's kind of funny, like hearing some of his takes. I'm like, yo, he does not know what he's saying, but I know casuals are going to eat this up. I'm going to go even above Hoppero for cowabunga maxing, dude. And he has to look for it. Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man. It's cowabunga in this bitch, man. I just have a feeling, dude. Sean O'Malley in the rematch, he's going to destroy Marab. I'm pretty sure he did say this, by the way. Sugar Sean's going to kill Marab. Like, bro, stop, dude. Like, you're saying things because you know people are like, yo, fuck yeah, dude. That's fucking fire, dude. I'm going to hit the fucking surfboard after this and just hit some waves. Like, he knows people are going to watch this video and say that. So he makes the videos. But it's good quality. I love the editing. He's a very good creator. And I think he's good for the scene. I think you need people to introduce you to the MMA community. Like the casuals, at least. Like the casuals need something to watch. And I think if you're a casual, this is not even an insult to be a casual, by the way. It just means you're new to the sport. Watch Victor Shillings. I would actually refer him to you guys. If someone's like, Kenny, I just started watching MMA 10 months ago. I'm like, yo, Victor Shillings is the same way as you, bro. He just started watching 10 months ago. Watch him, listen to his takes, and you know, become a cowabunga fan. If you want to be a cowabunga fan, there's nothing wrong with it, by the way. It just means that you like to surf boards and like rock on with people, and your favorite fighters are always the Alex Pereiras and the, you know, you hate every Dagestani and all that stuff. And Marab's always gonna get chinned by Sugar every time they fight. You know, Marab got a lucky robbery the first fight. You know, things like that. I think Victor Shillings is the guy for you. Very good and appeals to the casual audience very nicely. All right, next up, TJLovesFighting. I'll be real, I don't watch much of TJLovesFighting, but I've seen his content, a little bit of it, and he has very well developed content, and I think he's great for the scene. Over 100K subs, which makes it weird because I feel like I'm not saying we're all on the same side of MMA YouTube, I feel like, at least, but I don't hear much about TJLovesFighting. for my chat and stuff. And like my chat always talks about like the, you know, the Gurus, the Lucases, even Shays and stuff, bedtimes. I don't hear a lot about TJLovesFighting. I wonder why, because his content's pretty well made, and he's definitely hustled with the stars, bro, too. You know, I'm gonna put him behind Shay just because I know more about Shay and I've seen Shay a little bit more, but his content is really good. Like 140K subs is crazy. I feel like he's been around for a long time too, which helps. So he's definitely good for the community, and I feel like if something were to happen, like if he were to stop, it would have an impact on some viewers. Even though I don't watch him, I know some side of MMA YouTube was definitely like, oh fuck, TJLovesFighting is not posting anymore. But good content from what I've seen, and seems like a good creator. I don't know much about him personality wise. Like I haven't seen him in a debate setting or whatever. I feel like debates make people's personality shine out, you know, but I haven't seen him in any of that kind of scene. I feel like he doesn't really care for that, but yeah, he has good content. So if you like good content, I'd recommend you guys to TJLovesFighting. All right, next up, let's go with the MMA Guru. Of course, me and Guru aren't, brother, you know, we're not friendly or anything, but I'd be lying if I didn't say this guy's a very hardworking YouTuber. Almost doesn't miss a day, even at his, you know, I feel like it's easier to have like missed days and stuff and like not go live less. And of course he is going live less. He is posting less frequently than he used to be when it was like probably a daily thing when he's on the come up. He's been doing this for years, guys. Years, 6, 7. Like this guy's been around for a minute, you know, and that's why he's the biggest YouTuber right now. Like I said, I don't like his takes. I don't necessarily, like him. I don't dislike the guy. I don't dislike anyone, but you know, we're not too fond of each other, but I can't lie. He's a hard worker. And as a creator who's like, I've been doing this for a little over a year and I've never missed a day. And I understand like that. It takes a little bit, I don't want to say it takes a little bit out of you, but like you're really dedicating yourself to a craft like this. And I feel like Guru did it really well, which is why he's at top and why he needs respect. Even if you don't like him, I'm going to put him S tier, you know. I'm going to put him S tier, brother. You know, not like I said, this is not how I feel about the person. It's how I view them as creators. I think Guru's a very, very good creator. I really do. And I think he needs his flowers. And I think, you know, you don't have to like him because, like, of course, like he's a little bit, I hate people from that region, the Muslim fighters, the Russian, Caucasian, you know, Caucasus region fighters and all that. And like, oh, I hate the Nigerians, and like, as like a Nigerian, all that. I'm like, okay. Like, that's why I'm not too fond of him. But like I said, his work ethic needs to be, it's admirable. It's admirable. As well as like he's doing big things with DJ right now. So good for the guy. I'll be real. I never sat through a whole MMA Guru video, but that's just because he's not like, brother, he's not my slice of cake, you know, brother. Not my cup of tea. This is not my guy, you know. But he's obviously huge for a reason. And, you know, yeah, every time I mix with his community, like every time there's something going on that involves me and him, I know his community is going to come in my comment section and just start spamming racist ass shit. So I'm like, okay, there's the Guru community. So yeah, it is what it is. I think he's a good creator though. I think he deserves respect, but yeah, no hard feelings. You know, I just don't really like the guy, you know, don't really like him, but it's okay. Next up, Left Lane. Speaking of people I don't really care for, bro, Sheba. I don't really care. Like, brother, who this guy? Going straight to the bottom. I can't lie. Brother, who this guy? You know, listen, bro, he's just, you see, like, Guru's gimmick works for Guru because it's Guru's gimmick. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you're not, like, yeah, Guru has his racist, edgy, xenophobic, whatever, all these weird stuff, but he does it with every race. Oh, I don't just hate fucking Nigerians. I hate fucking, you know, everyone. I hate Muslims. That's Guru's gimmick, and Left Lane tries to emulate it just at a horrible extent. He's more boring, no personality, a little bit ugly. I'm violating. I'm not fond of Left Lane MMA. Every time he talks about me, it's like, hey, sheep, I don't even care to hear about it. You know, I be real, bro. I remember, because like I haven't been in the scene for a long time, but I remember there's a time he was like coming at me for like my sub count or something, because I was so new to the scene. Brother, I trumped him now. I surpassed him. And it sounds like I'm being petty, but yeah, bro, I remember everything like Elephant. I remember saying, who is this guy? This guy only has like 7K subs. All right, bro, cool. Let's talk now. Hey, let's talk now, you know, brother, who this guy? You're going straight to the bottom. You seem stagnant in your growth. You know, it doesn't seem your channel's growing much. You're getting less consistent as time goes on. I feel like he's been a little bit more consistent, whereas he doesn't show up anymore on my feed. I don't think he shows up on my feed, maybe because I said don't recommend his videos, like when YouTube asked me or something like that. I don't know, but I don't see much of him anymore. Yeah, he just doesn't seem to be thriving right now, and I don't really care for this guy, you know. So I'm gonna put him the last tier, brotherhood, this guy, and I don't really care for him. Every time I hear something new about him, it's because my chat stopped talking about him. Thank you guys. Moving on from that, we ain't gonna spend too much time on that. We're gonna go next, Flying Squirrel MMA, and I like Flying Squirrel MMA, you know. I like him for the community, and I'm all for him. He seems a little bit newer to the scene. I don't know how long he's been doing it. I'm sure like around the same time I have. I doubt he's been here for more than a year. Maybe he has. Maybe he has like an upload like a year and a half ago, but still like he's relatively new to the scene, and I like him. I like him as a creator. I really like I'm gonna use my platform, even though my platform's not huge yet, but like I'll take time to say I think you guys should watch Flying Squirrel MMA. I like his content. I think he's funny. Yeah, I like him for the community. I think he has potential to continue to grow to being one of the bigger names and like the better personality. So yeah, I like Flying Squirrel MMA. You know, I do like him a lot. I'm gonna say he's hustle with the stars. Obviously he has ways to go, but I don't want to say he's cowabunga maxing because I don't think he's like a casual, you know. But I'm gonna put him a little bit above there. He's nowhere near like a TJLovesFighting or MMA Che. I don't want to say nowhere near, but he's not on their level yet. But I'm going to put him there. But there's a little bit of a gap here. I actually might move Che and TJ up to S tier, depending how I feel about the end result of this list. But for now, I'm going to say I think Flying Squirrel, he's hustle with the stars, you know. Put some stock in this guy. I like this guy. Seems like a cool content creator. And yeah, we had a funny little back and forth one time because I said in my YouTubers tier list I'll beat up. He said he's going to wrestle me. Brother, I hope you know, brother, I can wrestle, brother. So don't stall it with me, brother. Don't stall it. But that's it. That's how I feel about Flying Squirrel. I think he's good for the community. Next up, MMA Experts. He has 50K. I think he just hit 50K subs recently. I'll be real. I don't watch much about him. Like, I don't know much about him. I don't watch him much, but I know he's pretty consistent. He never had a really wicked viral video, which is same with me. Like my highest viewed video, I swear, like I just have like a couple at 20K and then like a couple like 18. But like he's the same way. I think his most viral video is 70K. So having 50K subs with like a no crazy million view video, it shows me he's a hard worker because I get that. So I like that for him. I think he's a hard worker. Don't know too much about him. I'm gonna put him right here. I'm gonna put him cowabunga maxing. Like, I don't know much about his takes. I'll be real. I don't watch him much, so I can't really formulate a in-depth opinion about MMA Experts. But I think he's a good creator. Maybe I could say he's hustle with the stars, you know. But Shiba, I don't know, brother. I don't know. I'm gonna say cowabunga maxing for now. Maybe if I get to watch him more, or start watching him more, I have a better opinion. But that's my take there. All right. Next up, Tracy MMA, you know, the man, the myth, the legend, you know. I'll always respect Lucas because when I first joined YouTube, like when I was newer to the scene, like I think a month after I joined YouTube, I debated Lucas in July of 2024, something like that, you know, and it was fun. You know, I was definitely so much smaller than I am now, you know, so it's a little bit different. I was like the guy from Twitter, like, oh, the Adesanya fan from Twitter, you know. It came a long way since then. Sometimes I'm tripping, like, damn, that was kind of a crazy. How was that only last year? That shit felt like years ago. But, you know, since then he's been ducking to the rematch. I see why, you know, Lucas. I get it. I wouldn't debate me too. You know, he knows it's a little bit different because now I have platform a little bit. He's scared that, you know, when we debate, if we ever debate, by the way, I want Bedtime as a mediator there, just because I want him there. Because I feel like he'd judge it fairly, not the chat. Chat biases too much, but Lucas is a great creator. I like Lucas. I think he's actually funny. Chat, I don't laugh. I laugh a lot. Like, but MMA YouTubers don't really make me laugh. Only a handful has, and Lucas is one of them. He's actually funny as fuck to me. Like, he's funny as shit. I'm going ST. I'm putting him above Guru. Personally, I feel like, yes, they're both the two biggest, I'd say, in the scene as far as just straight up MMA solo creators go. You know, no UFC fighters, none of that. I think they're the two biggest. I do like Tracy's content a little bit more because he's funny. You know, I feel like people who think Guru's wicked funny, like, just find racist shit funny. I'm not saying, I just don't think being racist is funny. You know, it's a cool little gimmick, I guess, to like certain demographics in the world, but like I don't care too much for it. I think Lucas is actually funny without doing anything weirdly edgy or racist. I think that's a good solid. You know, that's a good solid growing. His fan base is a little bit annoying, but I'm only saying that because sometimes they clash with me, you know, a little bit. But I think Lucas is the best or one of the best MMA creators right now, so I got to give him respect there. All right, moving on from Lucas, great creator. Next up's this guy. I believe this guy's name is Warhorse MMA. If I said the whole name wrong, I'm sorry. I don't really recognize his profile picture, but I put it here. I'm assuming it's Warhorse. Don't really know too much about Warhorse, I'll be real. I've seen some of his takes, some of his thumbnails. You know, he seems like he's one of those people who just hates the Dagestanis. You know, so he's like, yeah, I'll be real. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say about him, man. I don't know what to say about him. I guess I'll say I'll pass. Because I'll probably pass. Like, I have nothing against him. He's not nothing wrong with the guy. Seemed like cool guy. Seemed like chill guy. I just will probably pass on watching a Warhorse MMA video. Yo, can you watch a new Warhorse? Yeah, dude, I didn't do that. You know, that's probably what I'd say. No hard feelings. Seems like cool guy, but I just don't watch the guy, you know. Next up, we'll get What It Do? Bedtime Crew. Hey, man, listen today. I'm going to get smacked up by Kenne. Sheba. Listen, I like Bedtime. I like Bedtime. Me and Bedtime have debated the most, I feel like, out of every YouTuber. Yeah, because I think me and Shay debated twice. Me and Bedtime debated twice or 3 times, something around there. You know, I like Bedtime MMA, guys. I think he's a good personality. Yeah, he's good. He has his own. He's funny too. He has good impressions. He has his own like humor going by his side as well. Bedtime's a good creator, guys. He's a good creator. He's definitely one of the ones I actually watch. Like sometimes if I'm cooking food, I'll play a Bedtime video. You know, have that shit running. You know, you never know. Like Bedtime's a good creator. I think he's a really solid creator. I think he's really funny. So yeah, every time I can show a little bit of respect to him. His only problem is he fence sits a little bit, you know, fence sitting. Well, I think this guy's gonna win, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy wins. But if this, you know, like, brother, fucking stop it, man. Yeah, he low-key is a cowabunga matcher though, like in the sense that like I feel like sometimes he just be saying stuff to say it, but he has a good understanding of the sport. You know, he trains himself. Seems like an intelligent guy. I'm going to go S tier, and I'm going to go ahead of Guru because the likability. You know, Bedtime might be the most likable MMA YouTuber, you know. People like Lucas, some people despise Lucas because they say he's such a casual and he like rage baits. You know, some people despise Guru. Well, a lot of people despise Guru for him just being Guru and being a little bit racist. Some people aren't fond of racism. And then like people don't like me because I'm a big personality and I probably like a fighter you don't like, because a lot of people don't like the Muslim demographic, the Dagestanis, the wrestlers, Nigerians. Oh, Kenny glazes black fighters because like I support like 3 black fighters, so it's too much for them, you know. So people don't like me for their reasons, but I feel like everyone likes Bedtime. Like I feel like his likability is just so much higher. It might have something to do with the fact that he kind of, I'm not going to say fence sits, but he fence sits. Like, he fence sits picks, so he makes sure every side's happy. Like, listen, when I picked Ilya to knock out Max, I was getting so much hate. People were like, you hate Max so much. Like, no, I don't. I think it's because I was going like, oh, Ilya, I'm telling you guys, Ilya's going to knock out Max. It's going to happen. You guys will be like, how'd that happen? Who that? And I think they get mad at that, but Bedtime would be like, yeah, I think Ilya could get Max, but I wouldn't be surprised. He makes sure that both parties are happy. You can't have it all, man. You can't make everyone happy, but it works. I can't lie. It works. And I do think he's one of the best content creators. Him and Lucas, they're very interchangeable. I think I'll say Lucas because I think Lucas is might be a little bit funnier. I don't know, though, you know. They're like the only 2 YouTubers that can make me laugh. Bedtime and Lucas. Everyone else, they're sometimes a little bit funny, but they're hit or miss for me. But yeah, I think Bedtime at S tier is very giving, you know. All right. Moving on from that, we're going to go next, MMA Joey. I always say sometimes I'm the most disliked MMA YouTuber, and I believed it for a little bit. I'm starting to not believe it. Like, I feel like everyone dislikes MMA Joey. And I'll say this about Joey. I see the opinions people dislike. Like, he'd be like before the Alex fight, he was talking about how Magomad's going to smoke him, and like Alex Perez's a little bit overrated. And like when Alex lost, he was digging in on them, which I was too. You know, like, one thing about Joey, he's very honest. But he's honest at like times. I feel like he's honest at times he's honest at times like he knows it's gonna piss people off the most. Like, he knows when he's saying the truth, but he says that very convenient times. Like, if someone were to win, say that I don't know, for example, what's a good example? Tom Aspinall wins a belt, and he's like, okay, yeah, but someone like I don't know, Jonathan Almeida, or someone like, I don't know, Ankalaev moves up to heavyweight. I'm not saying that's true, but say for example that was true. Like, say for example, or Pantoja winning, oh, Van's gonna be the next guy, or JDM beating Bilal, okay, but Islam's gonna cook him. Those aren't necessarily bad takes, but I know some people are gonna be like, oh, fuck this guy, like, he's such a hater, bro. I see why they dislike Joey sometimes, but I really think Joey just speaks the truth for the most part. Obviously, some of his takes, I'm like, okay, I don't know about that. When he goes pro Ian Gary and says good stuff about Ian Gary, people hate it, but he's not lying for the most part. Ian Gary is really good. People just don't want to hear that because they don't like them. Their own personal opinions about the fighter, they kind of reflect that and throw that against Joey and kind of shit talk Joey for it. I think Joey's hustle with the stars. I'm gonna put him above Flying Squirrel MMA. I think Joey's a good creator. He's very consistent. I think he's live like damn near every day. He's a hard worker. I think if you don't like Joey, it's probably because of his opinions. I don't think you actually dislike the guy. You guys, people think stuff's so personal, and the MMA fans do. They're like, oh, fuck this guy. I hope this guy, like, something bad happens. I'm like, yo, what? Like, what are you guys on about? You know, brother, we're all human beings. Relax. Like, this is not deep. I think Joey's a good creator. I think he gets shit for it because his honesty is at very maybe off-putting times, but I rate Joey as a content creator. All right, next up we're gonna go is the Weasle. Okay, I don't watch the Weasle as much anymore. I remember my last video I ever watched of him was his video with Robert Whitaker, Izzy. Something about Robert Whitaker is better than Izzy, something stupid like that. I don't know. Or Robert Whitaker beat Izzy the second time. That was my last video because that was a horrible take. He's a cowabunga maxer. I'm going to say he's a better cowabunga maxer than Victor Shillings. I think that's true. I think he's very good at just being cowabunga. Yeah, dude, I just have this casual take. I don't think he's a full casual, though. He has some decent takes, but yeah. He's not bad. I don't watch him as frequently, but yeah, sometimes his takes, I'm like, bro, what is he on about, bro? It just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I'm still waiting for a Weasle face reveal. Has he face revealed? I don't know. I'm still waiting for one. If he has and I missed it, my bad, brother. See, that's how you know I'm not up to date. But yeah. All right. Last but not least, we're going to go ShakMMA because, brother, this is the guy who gave Izzy the opportunity to shout me out. You know, he asked Izzy about me, and I got the Izzy shout out. You know, for that, bro, I definitely got to say he's hustled with the stars, man. I'm going to put him up there. He's even interviewed me on his channel. Yeah, he's a good guy. I like Shak. You know, I guess, like, he does work under, like, a company to get interviews with fighters, but no matter what, I'm a count him as an MMA YouTuber, bro. He's, you know, he's working hard every day with these interviews. I know it's not easy doing all that. So yeah, I think he's a good content creator overall, and I feel like I got to give ShakMMA his flowers. Shout out you for the Izzy interview, brother. I'll never forget this. You know, I'll never forget that because you gave me a aura clip farming like crazy moment. Saying Izzy say, yeah, Kenny, I'm a fan of that guy. Izzy said he's a fan, man. Yeah.
I will say I did see his reaction to my last fight, and that definitely was one of the ones that made me be a fan of him because he was fully invested, and I respect that and I appreciate that. So yeah, shout out Kenny.
Izzy's a fan, man. So even all the hate I get, bro, I could be like, okay, but Izzy's a fan. Izzy watched my videos, you know. Izzy has watched me, man. Not a lot of people in the YouTube scene can say their favorite fighters watch them. You know, so I'm privileged. Fuck it, we're ending with this. James Lynch, he's made videos on me. He doesn't really like me as a creator, he said, or something. He says like I'm a little bit too he kind of says what everyone else says. The critique that I see people say about me is that like I'm too confident in picks. And they want me to be a little bit more fence it oriented. I'll never fence it if I ever. I would never fence it a prediction. I really won't unless it's really worth fence sitting. I'll pass on James Lynch. You know, he seems like he posts a lot daily, which shows he's a hard worker. But I'll just pass. I don't really care for his content. I don't really care too much about him. But this is the ultimate MMA YouTubers tier list. You know, I probably forgot some YouTubers, bro. I'm not really tapped in like you guys. They give me a comment like, bro, what about for Shizzle Dizzle MMA? Bro, I don't know this guy. Bro, no matter what, everyone else I miss probably going to be in brother who this guy or I'll pass. How about that, guys? All right. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think down below. And if you're a YouTuber on this list, don't take too personal. Don't be too happy. You know, just fix your hairline and just keep it pushing because you guys, if I made a handsome list, just know I'm number one. Dale. But that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed and God bless. 2, 3, 4.